Welcome to Advanced Embedded Systems Training. So previous sessions we discussed basic features supported by ARM architecture. So for practical point of view, we will select the LPC 2138 or 48 device. So that in this session we will discuss ARM7 TDMI system peripherals. It is for LPC 2 series. First one is bus architecture. So the memory of all LPC 2100 devices is one continuous 32-bit address range. The device itself is made up of a number of buses. The ARM7 core is connected to the Advanced High Performance Bus, also called as AHP, defined by ARM. This is the fastest way of connecting peripheral devices to the ARM7 core. And the connected to the AHP is the vector interrupt controller and a bridge to a second bus called the VLSI peripheral bus, also called as VPP bus, because the interrupt vector controller is responsible for mapping all the device interrupt sources. All the remaining user peripherals are connected to the VPB, called as VLSI peripheral bus. The VPB bus or the VPB bridge contains a clock divider so that the VPB bus can be run at a slower speed than ARM. So currently all the on-chip peripherals are compatible of running at 60 megahertz frequency. Note that after reset, the VLSI peripheral bus divider is set to divide down the AHP clock by 4. So all the on-chip peripherals will be running at 1 by 4th of the CPU clock frequency. So for example, here 60 megahertz, then 1 by 4th is 15 megahertz. Finally, there is a third local bus which is used to connect the on-chip flash and RAM to the CPU. So total 3 buses. One is nothing but AHP bus called as Advanced High Performance Bus, and second one is VPB, also known as VLSI Peripheral Bus, and third bus is local bus. These are the 3 buses used in ARM7 LPC21 series. Connecting of the program code and data stored to the ARM7 CPU via the AHP bus is possible, but this introduces some execution stalls because of connection on the bus. Using a separate local bus removes the possibility of these stalls to give the best performance, best processor performance, or best performance. So this is the internal architecture of LPC2148 buses. So here ARM7 is connected to the high advanced performance bus. So the interrupt vector controller also connected to that bus only. And next this high performance bus is connected to the AHB or VPB bridge. So that is all on-chip peripherals are connected to the VLSI peripheral bus. All on-chip peripherals are connected to the VLSI peripheral bus. And memory, so program or code memory, this is connected to local bus, not connected to high called as the advanced high performance bus or VLSI performance bus. So the program or data called as memory is connected to ARM with the help of local bus. These are the 3 buses, AHB, VLSI, and local bus. And second one is memory concept, memory map. So the LPC 2100 or 2000 has a completely linear memory map. The general layout is shown in this figure. So total 32-bit, 2 power 32 address, 2 power 32-bit address lines, then 2 power 32 is 4 GB. So that's 4 GB memory accessing here represented. So first one is bottom portion is on-chip non-volatile memory, and next one is reserved for on-chip memory location, and next one is reserved for special registers, and next one is on-chip static RAM allocation, and next memory is reserved for on-chip memory, and next one is boot block, and next one is reserved for external memory, and next one is VPB peripherals, and last one is AHB peripherals. This is the memory allocation for these different devices. The on-chip flash is fixed at starting location 0 upwards with the user RAM fixed at 0x4 with 7 zeros H. And the LPC21 series is pre-programmed at manufacture with a flash bootloader and the ARM Real Monitor Debug program. So these programs are placed in the region from 0x7 with all FFs to the 0x8 with all zeros. The region between this 8 with 0x called as hexadecimal, 8 with all zeros, and 0xe with all zeros is reserved for external memory. Currently, the LPC21 or 22 devices are capable of addressing external memory via 4 chip select, each with a 16 megabyte page. So here VPP peripherals are there. So that VPP peripherals, these are the different peripherals supported. So that peripheral, all the user peripherals are located on the VLSA peripheral bus. Each peripheral bus has a 16K address range from its register. Here, first one is watchdog timer, timer 0, timer 1, UART 0, UART 1, PWM 0, and this block is not used, and this block is reserved for I2C. Next one is SPI, next one is RTC, next one is GPIO, and next one is pin connected block, and finally last one is system control block. So all are 16K address range. The user peripherals located on the VPP are all mapped into region between 0x with all zeros and 0E02 with zeros. And each peripheral is located a 16K memory page. Finally, the vector interrupt unit is located at the top of the address range at 0x5FF000. If your user code tries to access memory outside these regions or non-existent memory within them, and an abort exception will be proceed by the CPU. This mechanism is hardwired into the design of the processor and cannot be changed or switched off. And third one is memory accelerator module. So the memory accelerator module, also called as a MAM, is the key to the high instruction execution rate of LPC2100 family. The MAM is present on the local bus and sits between the flash memory and the ARM7 CPU. Here we already discussed that ARM7 connected with memory with the help of local bus. Here MAM sits between the flash memory and the ARM7 CPU. This is added by the Philips. The ARM CPU is capable of running up to 80 megahertz. However, the on-chip flash has an access time of 50 nanoseconds. So consequently, just running out of the flash would limit the execution speed to 20 megahertz. The memory accelerator module is a compromise between the complexity of a full cache and the simplicity of allowing the processor to directly access the flash memory. So the flash memory is split into two banks which are 128 bits wide and can be independently accessed. So this means that a single flash access can load 4 ARM instructions or 8 thumb instructions. So that increases the performance speed. And fourth one is memory map control. In LPC 2000 series, the first 64 bytes may be mapped from a number of locations depending on the mode set in the memory map register. Here, MEMMAP, memory map register is there. Depends on that memory map, the first 64 bits may be mapped. So the memory map register allows you to select between boot mode, flash mode, RAM mode, and external memory mode. These are the 4 modes can be selected by using this memory map register. When selected, a new vector table will be mapped into the first 64 bytes of memory. In the internal, in the not internal, in the RAM mode, the content of 0x4 with all zeros to the 0x4 with 4 zeros 3F will be mapped to the start of memory. So this mode is normally only used for debugging small programs. And second one is flash mode. Flash mode leaves the first 64 bytes of user flash unchanged and is the normal mode for user applications. And third mode is boot mode. It replaces the first 64 bytes of flash into the vector table of the bootloader and places a jump to the on-chip bootloader on the reset vector. So these are the first 64. The first 64 bytes varies, depends on bootloader mode or external flash mode or RAM mode or user flash mode.